is being recorded.
All right, it's 12 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, everybody. I guess it is just now afternoon. Thanks, everybody, for joining us today. My name is Leah Sarah, and I'm the Program Director for the University of Maryland School of Pharmacy Master of Science in Medical Cannabis Science and Therapeutics. If you have questions during the presentation, please go ahead and type them in the chat box. Lisa Finn, our program manager, will be answering questions during the presentation through chat, and then I'll also try and address some of the questions afterwards. So first, a little bit of information about the School of Pharmacy. It is one of the oldest in the nation and a top-ranked pharmacy school in the U.S. In addition to the master's program, we also have a Doctor of Pharmacy program and several other graduate programs, including Master of Science and PhD programs. We also conduct clinical research, health services research, and pharmaceutical sciences research, and it also happens to be my alma mater. The universities at Shady Grove is a unique center that supports 80-degree programs from 9 Maryland universities, including undergraduate, graduate, and professional programs. It's a really beautiful campus in suburban Maryland. I've been working here with students in the School of Pharmacy since I joined faculty in 2012, and this campus provides academic, student, and administrative services, as you can see here. This program is a 2-year, 30-credit Master of Science degree. Over the course of the program, you'll take 10 3-credit courses. That's 2 courses each semester and 1 in the summer of the first year. The coursework is primarily online. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. Students are required to come to the universities at Shady Grove once per semester in the fall and in the spring for live sessions. The courses cover the basic science related to cannabinoids, the pharmacology, the chemistry, as well as how cannabis is used clinically, and the laws, policies, and public health issues related to medical cannabis. All the regular coursework is online and asynchronous. This means that you don't have to log on to the computer any specific time, and also you have some flexibility when completing weekly assignments and activities. And some of these activities include watching recorded lectures and videos, reading articles, participating in online discussions, completing written assignments, and quizzes. Each course is 8 weeks long rather than the normal 16 weeks, so that instead of taking 2 courses simultaneously in each semester, you take them consecutively. That means you're only focusing on 1 course at a time, and courses are taught primarily by our School of Pharmacy faculty. Students in our program must be able to commit to attending the 4 live sessions or symposia prior to enrolling in the program. During these sessions, we have a number of different activities. Some of them are program specific, like orientation or program updates. We also have expert seminars from professionals working in the field, breakout sessions, and networking events with industry professionals, group work, and other activities. A lot of prospective students ask me, well, what can I do with this Master of Science degree? And what we expect is that graduates of our program will be prepared for careers in a lot of different areas related to medical cannabis, including research and development, policy, and direct patient care. Students will have the opportunity to meet professionals who are already working in the medical cannabis field at our roundtable sessions and networking events at the universities at Shady Grove, those live sessions in the fall and the spring. And these give students an opportunity to see how what they're learning in the program can be applied in the field and start to build a professional network, which is so important for career development. So here's a little bit about me. I am an assistant professor in the Department of Pharmacy Practice and Science at the School of Pharmacy. In this program, I teach in several courses, including the first course, which is the Introduction to Medical Cannabis History, Culture, and Policy. I also teach the foundational required clinical course that you'll take in the first year, as well as our capstone course, expert seminars and case studies. As I said, I've completed my PharmD at the University of Maryland School of Pharmacy. I also completed a master's in education at UMBC in 2017, and my clinical training is in pain management and palliative care. Another very important person in the program is Lisa Finn, who's currently monitoring our chat room. She's provided academic support to School of Pharmacy students and faculty here at the universities at Shady Grove for the last 10 years and hopefully in the next 10 too. Some of you may already have spoken with Lisa on the phone or via email because she handles the bulk of inquiries that come from prospective students. She did her undergraduate studies at Rutgers and got her master's in public health at the University of Florida. So, what do you need to do to apply to this program? In order to be considered for admission to the MS in Medical Cannabis Science and Therapeutics program, you have to submit an online application to the graduate school, as well as the required supplemental materials that are listed here. More about those in the next few slides. Once your application is complete, including all of the supplemental materials, the admissions committee will review the application and make a decision regarding admission, and the graduate school will contact students at that point with information about the next steps. One thing that's important to note is that our admission process is rolling, meaning we review applications as we get them, so you should submit sooner rather than later. Here are some important dates for our next admission cycle. We will be enrolling our next cohort in fall of 2020. We are currently accepting applications and will continue to do so until April 15, 2020. And that due date includes all of your supplemental materials, so your personal statement, all your letters of recommendation, and all of your transcripts. And then the first day of online classes for fall of 2020 is August 31st. So our criteria for admission are listed here. We do require that all students have at least a bachelor's degree to be considered for admission with a preferred minimum GPA of 3.0. And this bachelor's degree doesn't have to be in any specific field. We don't require any prerequisites. All of the science, the pharmacology, and chemistry we do teach as part of this program. We also, as I said earlier, we do require that students be able to travel to Maryland once per semester to participate in our live sessions. Here are the different parts of the application. First, you'll complete the online application, which is just your general demographics, academic history, employment history. Then you need to write a personal statement, and this should really indicate why you intend to enroll in the program and what you hope to get out of the program. What do you want to do with this degree? We need official transcripts from each college or university attended, regardless of whether or not you received a degree from that institution. And then we need 3 letters of recommendation. And these don't have to come from professors. That is another question that I get a lot because some of our students or prospective students haven't been to school in a while. And so they should come from individuals who know you well. and who can speak to your academic and professional interests and abilities, and especially your ability to be successful in a graduate level academic program. You should also submit, or you have to submit, your resume or CV, students from outside the U.S. may be required to submit proof of English language proficiency. We do not require the GRE or any other admissions test. So now that we have had one admission cycle behind us, one question that I also get a lot is, what can I do to put my best foot forward and submit a really strong application? And so things that we are suggesting to prospective students is that you have a professionally written personal statement. And by that I mean, make sure that you spell check, and it should be written professionally and not informally. And it should include a clear vision of what you hope to do with the degree, and how you think this will move your career forward, and what your vision of your professional path is. Strong letters of reference from former employers, former professors, or professional colleagues are also very important, especially those which can really speak enthusiastically about your ability to be successful in our program. And that includes both professional achievement and academic ability. Transcripts, this is really the only objective measure that that we have from you, so it is important. You do understand that that some people don't have as high GPA as they would like, and I would say that that if you can explain things that may have happened, that can also be helpful. There is an area for that on the application. And then we also look for if you have past or present experience already in the medical cannabis industry. And that can be either in patient care, an area of research, or in advocacy. Here is some information on tuition and financial aid. You can see the cost of tuition for an in-state Maryland student is about $20,000 and about $25,000 for out-of-state students. At this time, we do not offer scholarships or grants to incoming students. If you do require financial aid, you have to fill out the FAFSA, or the free application for federal student aid, to be considered. And then if you have any questions, you should contact our University Student Financial Aid Office, and their email is listed there below. These are some websites that may be helpful if you're looking for more information. Of course, our program website has information on the curriculum, on course descriptions, information about the application. There's more information about the application on the graduate school website, so they've got a lot of specific information about how to submit things like supplemental materials. And then if you're interested in learning more about the universities at Shady Grove, you can also look there on their website, which is listed there. Here are some more contact information if you would like to contact us. Our program email is right there. If you have specific questions about the application procedure, how do you submit something, where to send letters of recommendation and things like that, please send those to the grad apply email address that's listed second. And again, the financial aid email is listed on the bottom there. All right, so that's all I have. I'm going to go back to our chat and see if I can answer some questions. Let's see. All right. All right, let's see. All right, so first question I see is, do we typically admit students who have just finished from undergrad? And yes, we have a very wide range of students. The youngest is 22 and our oldest student this year is 72. So yes, we do have students who had just finished their bachelor's degree and started with us straight after that. Yes, we are recording this presentation, and we will we'll post the recording, I think, on the website. But all of, since you all registered, I think we'll be able to send you that link as well. Here's a question: on average, how many students are enrolled in your incoming classes? This fall, 2019, we admitted 150 students, and we plan again to admit 150 students in the fall of 2020. How long does it take for an acceptance decision? We're going to start the application website is open now. We're accepting applications, but we plan to start reviewing applications probably after the start of the new year. And so it depends on when your application is reviewed. We hope to have that turnaround relatively quickly. Does this degree apply more to people in the health or medical field, or is it appropriate for people entering the business side of the cannabis industry? I think that's a great question. We have a very diverse cohort of students this year. About half of our students have a background in medicine or healthcare or in science. And the other half of our students have backgrounds in education, communication, law, public health. Some are patients themselves and have been involved in advocacy efforts. And that's one of the reasons that we didn't require prerequisites for a particular course of study, because we really wanted to accept a very diverse group of students. So we accept all those who are interested. Out of 150, how many applied? We had over 500 applications in our first year, and I do expect that we'll probably have similar numbers again this year. Is this a VA approved program? Yes, this is. So we do the program does students do get VA benefits if that is applicable to you. What kinds of group activities will take place at the symposia? We do have, so there's a group project that students do work on. Groups of about 5 students work on a project over the course of the 2 years in the program, and so there's time set aside for that during the symposia so that students can work face-to-face, since most of our students are all over the country and even all over the world. We have students from over 30 states, as well as 4 international students in the program this year. But we also will have roundtable events, opportunities where you can interact in small groups with professionals in the field. So there are a lot of different types of activities at our live sessions. Question about whether or not you can do this program from abroad, from outside the U.S. And the answer is yes, with the caveat that you still do, like all students, have to be able to come to the U.S., to Maryland, twice a year in the fall and the spring for live symposia. But we do have, as I said, 4 international students in the program, so that is a possibility. See, just kind of what department is processing transcripts? If you have questions about the application process or the transcripts, please contact the University of Maryland, Baltimore Graduate School. They'll be able to help you with any questions about the application process. There's a question about whether there's a possibility of doing research during the master's program. We don't have any direct research opportunities that are part of the program right now. We don't do any hands-on research or anything with cannabis in the program. And we also do not have any instruction on cultivation, growing, horticulture. Our program specifically focuses on the science, behind the medical use of cannabinoids, the clinical uses, and policy. Some examples of projects. There's a couple different projects that students will do. The longitudinal project or group project that I was talking about is students will work with a professional organization of their choosing to develop educational materials either for other professionals or for patients or the community. That's one project that students do over the course of about a year and a half. That we also do have a research methods course, even though we don't actually conduct the research here, where students learn about the process of developing a research project or a research proposal. And the idea is that students will pick a topic that is interesting, develop a research proposal, and then it's something that students can keep in their professional portfolio. So if there's an opportunity to do research outside the program or after graduation, they'll have a proposal that's all ready to go. There's a question about workload and about students are able to work full-time while enrolled in the program. So yes, this is a part-time program, and most of our students do also work. We do not have very many full-time students in the program. One of the reasons that we formatted our courses to be 8 weeks long instead of 16 weeks is so that you really could focus on one course at a time, and I think that that's easier for students who are also working, most of whom are working full time. Most of the professors in our program are faculty from the School of Pharmacy. We have 3 different departments. We have our clinical pharmacy department, and we also have a pharmaceutical sciences department and pharmaceutical health services research. So faculty from each of our different departments are doing a lot of the teaching in the program, but we do also have outside experts that have helped us in development of the courses. There's no thesis required to complete this this master's program. There is a question about coursework during the summer. There is one summer course. So the summer after your first year, there is one 8-week course that probably will run from the beginning of June to the middle or end of July. There's a question about how course material is presented, and it's a variety, and it depends on the course. So most courses are a mix of pre-recorded lectures and reading material. That could be journal articles, textbooks, textbook chapters, reviewing online materials. So it's pretty varied. There are no live webinars that are required with the regular coursework. So all of the regular courses are online and asynchronous, meaning that students don't have to log on at any particular time. With students all over the country and all over the world, makes it much easier for us to give everybody the same experience. How many days do we have to visit Maryland each semester? Typically, we plan the symposium for 1 day in the semester. So this past fall, it was on a Thursday, and this coming spring, it will be on a Friday. And then there's the last question I see here is, do we present at the symposium? So so at your last symposium, there will be a poster presentation where you'll present the educational project that you've done with your group. Other than that, there are a lot of activities, but students aren't required otherwise to present. We don't require an internship. We don't have any internship, externship, rotation, or clinical experiences currently as part of this program. And then what money should we consider for books? A lot of the materials are freely available online or through our university library. There are some other recommended texts, but these generally are not exceedingly expensive. All right. I think that's all the questions that I have that I see in the chat. So please, again, if I haven't answered your question, feel free to email us. Let me put that there. So msmedicalcannabis@rx.umaryland.edu, and hope that we will see your applications. Thank you very much for joining us, and have a great afternoon.